Alright, this is my build. The Cooler Master Storm Striker case. Running on a Asus Griffin Z87 motherboard with the Griffin armor kit. Intel i7 4770K. And the Asus R9 290. I have two of them. The other box is out on display. These are the XSPC RADs, AX240 and AX360. Cooler Master V1000, 80 plus gold certified power supply. The memory, I don't know if this will show, is Kingston HyperX 16 gig kit. Has the XMP profile. It's only 1600 megahertz because that's all my motherboard supports. Everything's cooled with EK water blocks. The EK Supremacy Evo for the CPU. EK FC R9 290. Both with the EK backplates. Samsung 840 Evo SSD 120 gig. This is the XSPC reservoir, the one without the pump. This was going to go in, I just ended up not putting it in the build. I still might. I do have the other one, the Photon 270. It's huge, and it looks like that one, with the D5 Vario pump already installed. And what else do I got? I'm using the Logitech G110 Plus gaming keyboard, G602 gaming mouse, and a SteelSeries Siberia headset. So, that's all the parts. Oh, sorry. Also using the Bitfinex Recon touchscreen fan controller. And some people were asking what the little pump they thought it was. It's actually a bits power flow indicator. All the fittings are bits power. Cat likes computers as much as I do. And all the rigid tubing I believe was bits power, but I don't have packs for it anymore. Alright, there she is. Cooler Master SnowTrooper. Was originally white fluid. I got bored, so I changed it to blue. Turn the LEDs on, but I think they're too bright. Let's turn them down. So, the 2-bay rad on the top, 3-bay rad on the front. All the hard drive cages have been removed. Photon 270 reservoir with the pump at the bottom. Samsung Evo 840, I think, SSD. Power supply is hidden under the bottom. This is how it is daily when I use it. I leave all the dust filters on the front. I actually even got some other magnetic ones laying around somewhere to cover it. I live in a pretty dusty house, so. Recon fan controller hidden in the bottom. It can be covered back up with a stock Cooler Master plate to hide it. I do have a laptop optical drive down here in the bottom. I did have a white matching faceplate on the front, but it fell off and I've just been too lazy to put it back on. But that's how she looks on a day-to-day basis. When the case is on show, I've got these little white trim panels that fit in the front and cover up all the messy wires and direct sight of the LEDs. And they're just glued on when they're input. I also have another trim panel that normally seals that up, but I said I normally have all this stuff out and the filters in for day-to-day use. Yeah, just trim panels on either side. Without them, you're looking straight at the LEDs. Yeah. Yeah, it's got the XSPC rad in the front, with the 3 fans attached to it. I'll run down to the fan controller. All the wires are down in the bottom, of course. And I don't know if you can see it. Hang on. There's one of the brackets for the rad holder. The other one's down over here. Down in there. So one mounted here to the side of the frame, the other mounted to the rad and to this side of the frame. Alright, that's the stock side panel. Nothing fancy, just a few extra stickers. So all I did was take that off. And then, as most of you know, the depth of that indent is the same as the width of the steel. So I just got me a nice big sheet of acrylic, plexiglass, whatever, about the same thickness. Cut it to the size of the opening. And I didn't want the edges and the lights and all this stuff to show through, so I just painted the backside. White paint wasn't quite enough, so I added a bit of black electrical tape. Pretty low tech, but it keeps the lights from shining through. You can see the 4 holes. They're just drilled into the frame. There, 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 and there. Use a couple of plain Jane thumb screws to screw it on. That's it. Just a quick shot of the back with the case still on it. It's a stock side case. Got the name on it. And hidden through the mesh is my 2 extra hard drives. And there's the back of the case. Sorry, I'm not shutting it down and pulling it all out to get any better video, but 4 terabyte media storage. I don't remember how big that is. 320 gig, I think. Got some programs on it. Normally, obviously, the hard drives would all be in here, but I took the cages out, and there is very little room left down there with the PSU, so I had to go back there. Cable managed pretty good. All the power cables are all sleeved. Did all that by hand. It's got the tough fortifier. The back of the motherboard comes with the armor kit. And that's under the top of the case. Got all the extra front panel wires out of the way. At least best I could. There isn't enough room to tuck them up in here without them being seen on the inside, so they had to rest on the top of the case. And this is my 3rd control panel, and the power button just kept crapping out on me, so I've got it rigged to a little hidden button that turns it off and on. I'm actually going to add a key switch at some point, I just haven't got there yet. I get a lot of questions about the power supply cover. Turn these lights down. Maybe. Let's turn them off. So all it is, one piece of plexi, acrylic, whatever, front to back. Just measured it to fit. It's actually resting on the power supply guide at the back, and on what's left of the hard drive cage at the front. You'll see in a second. I had it all put together nice with glue. It didn't want to stay, and I've been in and out of it so many times that I just taped it for now. Not perfect, but it works. Let me set this camera down, see if I can open that up. That's the operating system SSD on the front. Got another 1 terabyte laptop size hard drive hidden in there. There's all the LED light controls. There's the D5 pump. And a mass of cables. That's why there's no room down there for any more hard drives. But yeah, for a power supply cover, that's all you need to do. Flat piece of plastic. Cut to that, and either to the length of your power supply. In my case, it's a little longer because I've got it lined up with this. So when the front panel's on, it goes straight down and covers this edge. Those are the LED strips there in the back. There's one there, One up in the top, one down the front, and the other one's on the other side of the rad back in there. It shines through here. I'll just run to the control boxes down there. Those are the receivers for the remote. It's actually 2 sets in there, but they all work off the same remote, so even with 2 sets, they all work together in sync. And it goes through all the different colors and whatever. Very nice sets. Fortunately, I don't have the box or the brand name, but get 2 strips and a remote for $14.99 Canadian, I think, at my local shop. The only other thing I want to mention is my plans for the future, assuming it stays in this case, is I now have confirmed that I can use this inlet on the top of that as the return line. So my plan is to have it coming out of this rad over straight down into there with another port straight up through the top to fill, and that's the return line, and then this will be a straight drain line with the valve on it. Eliminate that one whole piece of tube. A little cleaner.